Hey guys, relax your body now. Feel your breath slow in and out, like a gentle tide moving in, then leaving with ease. Let your shoulders loosen, your jaw soften, your mind begin to float, just slightly, like a feather on the breeze. There is nothing you need to do, no place you need to go, only here, only now, breathing, resting, letting calm fill you. Get comfortable. Take a moment, like the video, and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. And let me know in the comments where you're tuning in from and what time it is for you. It's always fascinating to see who's joining us from around the world. Now, dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and let's ease into tonight's journey together. Our story today begins in a stone village still wrapped in night. The sky is dark, but not heavy. It carries the soft blue of early hours, when stars are fading and morning has not yet arrived. A gentle breeze moves through narrow streets, brushing against wooden doors and shuttered windows. The village sleeps, all except one. At the edge of the square, a small bakery stirs quietly. Its door opens without a sound, and a warm glow spills onto the cobblestones like a sigh. Inside, the baker moves slowly, deliberately, without hurry. He rises before dawn, as bakers once did in medieval times, long before clocks marked the hours. They followed the rhythm of darkness and light, baking early to avoid the heat of day. You can imagine the room now. Stone walls holding centuries of warmth, wooden beams darkened by time and smoke, a hearth glowing softly, embers breathing in slow pulses of orange and red. The baker washes his hands in cool water, the sound gentle, steady, calming. Then he reaches for flour. In medieval villages, flour was precious. Each sack told the story of harvested grain, ground by hand or mill, shared carefully among families. The baker scoops it slowly, letting it fall like pale snow onto the table. Soft, silent. He adds water next, warmed slightly by the hearth, not measured by tools, but by feel, by memory, by trust. His hands begin to move, kneading, press, fold, turn. The rhythm is unchanging like breathing. Press, fold, turn. As he works, the village remains asleep. No carts roll, no voices rise, only the distant rustle of leaves and the faint call of a night bird finishing its song. The dough grows smoother beneath his hands, elastic, alive. In medieval times, bakers believed dough had a spirit of its own, that it needed patience, not force. The baker understands this. He works slowly, kindly. You can feel that slowness settle into you now. Your breath mirrors the motion, in and out. The hearth crackles softly. That sound, low and steady, was once the heartbeat of every morning. Fire meant life. Fire meant bread. The baker covers the dough with cloth and lets it rest. Waiting was part of the craft. There was no rushing fermentation, no forcing time forward, only trust. He leans back for a moment, listening. Silence fills the room, not empty silence, but full of warmth, full of routine, full of peace. Outside, the sky lightens just a little, not enough to wake the village, just enough to promise morning. The baker rises again and shapes the loaves, round, simple, familiar, each one placed gently onto a wooden board, dusted lightly with flour. In medieval life, bread marked the hours of the day: morning bread, midday bread, evening bread. It was comfort, it was sustenance, it was rhythm. The baker slides the loaves into the oven. The heat surrounds them, steady and sure. He closes the door and waits, waiting again. You feel your body responding to this quiet patience. Your muscles soften, your thoughts slow. There is nothing urgent here, only warmth and time and breath. The smell begins to rise, subtle at first, then fuller: warm grain, toasted crust, home, the kind of scent that settles the nervous system without effort. The baker sits on a low stool, hands resting loosely on his knees. He breathes, just like you. In, out, outside. The village remains asleep, unaware of the comfort being prepared for it. And you remain here, too, in this quiet place, in this early hour, in this gentle pause before the day begins. The oven hums softly, the fire crackles once more, and the story continues. Slowly, kindly, the warmth of the oven spreads through the small bakery, settling into the stone walls, the wooden beams, the quiet air itself. The baker waits. There is no clock to watch, no bell to ring. In medieval times, people trusted their senses more than timepieces. They listened, they smelled, they felt. The baker lifts the oven door just enough to peek inside. A soft glow spills out, touching his face with amber light. The loaves are rising slowly, their crusts beginning to form. He closes the door again. Not yet. Outside, the breeze moves gently through the village. It brushes against rooftops and slips between chimneys, carrying the faint scent of smoke and dew. You can imagine it now. Cool, clean, unhurried. The world is still between night and morning. This in-between time was once cherished, a moment when no one demanded anything, when the day had not yet begun. The baker breathes deeply, filling his lungs with warmth, in and out. He moves to a small window and opens the shutters just a little. Pale light enters, soft and blue. The stars have almost faded. The sky holds that quiet promise of dawn. In medieval villages, this was the hour when bakers worked alone, when streets were empty and thoughts could settle. The baker wipes his hands on his apron and hums quietly, not a song, just a sound, low, soothing, almost like the oven itself breathing. The loaves are ready now. He opens the oven fully, and warmth rushes out in a slow wave. The scent deepens, rich, comforting, steady. He slides the loaves out carefully, setting them on the table, golden, firm, perfect. Each loaf carries the weight of patience. The baker taps one gently with his knuckle. A hollow sound answers back. Satisfied, he smiles softly. In medieval times, bread quality mattered deeply. It was tested by sound, by touch, by scent, never rushed. The baker lines the loaves in a row, allowing them to cool. Steam rises faintly, then fades. You feel that warmth spreading into you now, into your chest, your shoulders, your arms. Your body sinks deeper into rest. Outside, a rooster calls once, then falls silent. The village stirs only slightly, then settles again. Still not time. The baker cleans his tools slowly. Water pours into a basin. Flour dust is brushed away. The table returns to calm. Each movement is deliberate, gentle, repeating. Routine was a comfort in medieval life. Familiar motions calmed the mind. You feel that calm now. Your thoughts slow further. There is no need to follow them. They drift like steam, and disappear. The baker lifts a loaf and breaks a small piece from the end. The crust cracks softly. He tastes it. Warm, simple, good bread, like this, fed generations. It anchored the day. You imagine sitting nearby, wrapped in a wool cloak, watching the baker work. The hearth hums. The air is warm. Nothing pulls at you. Your breathing is slow now. In, out. The light outside grows slightly brighter, still gentle, still quiet. Soon the village will wake. But not yet. For now, there is only this calm moment, this pause. The baker sets the loaves into baskets, covering them with cloth. He rests his hands on the table once more. Still, the bakery holds its breath, and you drift deeper into relaxation, held by warmth, by rhythm, by the soft promise of morning. The story continues, unhurried, steady. The bakery remains wrapped in warmth, as if the stone walls themselves are resting. The loaves cool quietly beneath their cloths. Nothing moves quickly here. Nothing needs to. The baker sits again, this time on a wooden bench near the hearth. The fire has settled into a steady glow, no longer crackling loudly, just breathing, slow, even, calm. In medieval times, fires were tended gently at this hour. Too much flame meant waste, too little meant cold. Balance mattered. You feel that balance now. Your body finds the place where effort disappears. Breathing continues on its own, in and out. The baker closes his eyes for a moment, not to sleep, just to rest. These small pauses were common long ago. People rested when they could, even for a minute or two, allowing the body to reset. You are allowed to do the same. Your eyelids feel heavy, soft, relaxed. Outside, the first hint of birdsong appears, quiet and tentative. One note, then another. They do not rush the morning, they invite it. The baker stands and lifts the baskets of bread. They are warm against his arms, solid, real, comforting. He opens the bakery door, just enough to step outside. Cool air brushes his face, mixing with the warmth of the loaves. The contrast feels gentle, refreshing. You can imagine the village street now, stone underfoot, shadows stretching long and soft, windows still dark. The baker sets the baskets on a small table near the door. Soon people will come quietly to collect their bread, but not yet. This moment still belongs to calm. In medieval villages, early morning was almost sacred. Noise was avoided. Voices stayed low. The baker listens to the street. Nothing, only the faint rustle of leaves, and the distant sound of wind passing over fields. Your muscles relax further. Even the smallest ones around your eyes, along your neck, release. The baker returns inside and closes the door gently. The bakery feels even warmer now. He pours himself a cup of water from a clay jug, drinks slowly. In those days, water was sipped carefully in the morning, often before the day's work began. It grounded the body. You feel grounded now, supported, safe. The baker tidies one last time, then settles into stillness again. There is nothing more to prepare, only waiting. Waiting was never wasted time. It was part of the rhythm. You feel time stretch, soften, lose its sharp edges. Your thoughts grow quieter. They no longer form stories. They dissolve before finishing. The fire glows steadily. Light outside the window grows pale and milky. Morning approaches. Slowly, kindly. But you do not need to go with it. You can remain here, in this early hour, where nothing demands your attention. Breath continues. In, out. The baker smiles faintly, content. He has done what needed to be done. The rest will come naturally, and so will sleep. Your body sinks deeper. The bed supports you perfectly. The story slows with you. Words stretch. Spaces widen. and calm settles fully around you. The village remains quiet, as if holding its breath along with you. Inside the bakery, the warmth lingers, not pressing, not fading, just present. The baker rests his hands on the wooden table once more, feeling the smooth surface worn by years of the same gentle work. In medieval times, tools were passed down through generations. Tables like this carried memory. They absorbed patience. You sense that patience now. It settles into your chest, your shoulders, your arms. Breath flows easily, in and out. The light outside grows slightly brighter, but still soft enough to feel like night. No harsh edges, no sudden change, only a gradual easing. The baker listens again. Footsteps. No voices, no. Only the faint creak of timber as the building warms. The bakery itself seems to stretch and relax. You feel the same inside your body. Muscles loosen further. Your jaw unclenches. Your tongue rests comfortably. Nothing needs holding. The baker moves to the hearth and adjusts the fire gently, not adding wood, not removing it, just nudging embers into balance. This quiet tending mirrors something deep and natural. Rest does not need force, it needs attention, and then release. You release. Your breathing becomes slower still. In, out, long pauses between. In medieval mornings, people believed the first hours set the tone for the entire day. That calm at dawn created calm everywhere else. You are setting a tone now for rest, for ease, for sleep. The baker sits again, this time near the baskets of bread. The cloth covering them moves slightly with the warmth beneath. Bread cools slowly. Even cooling is unhurried. Nothing rushes toward completion. You imagine the village soon waking, a door opening quietly, a soft greeting, bread exchanged hand to hand, but that is later. Now remain still. Your awareness grows hazy, soft around the edges. Thoughts blur into feeling. Warmth, weight, comfort. The baker closes his eyes again. Just a moment. You may feel as though you are drifting with him, not fully asleep, not fully awake. A gentle space in between. Breath deepens. The room holds steady. Outside, a pale ribbon of sunrise begins to touch the horizon. It does not intrude. It glows quietly. In medieval life, this hour belonged to reflection, to silence, to calm beginnings. You do not need to reflect on anything. Your mind is empty now. The baker opens his eyes and exhales slowly. Work is done. The day will take care of itself. You feel that same trust. There is nothing you need to prepare for, nothing to plan. Sleep can continue, deepening naturally. The story slows further. Words become softer. Spaces lengthen, and rest wraps around you. Secure, complete. Everything is very quiet now. So quiet that even the idea of listening begins to soften. The bakery rests, as if it, too, has closed its eyes. The fire has settled into glowing embers, their light low and steady, casting slow shadows that barely move. The baker remains still, breathing easily, untroubled by thought. In medieval times, people trusted these moments of stillness. They believed calm was something you stepped into, not something you created. You have stepped into it now. Your body feels heavier, more supported, as if the surface beneath you has learned exactly how to hold you. Breath flows gently, in, out. Longer pauses begin to appear between breaths. You don't notice when they arrive, they simply do. Outside, the village has not yet awakened. Even the birds seem to wait, as though respecting the quiet. This hour, before voices, before footsteps, was once treasured. You feel that quiet spreading inside you. Your thoughts no longer form sentences. They soften into impressions, then fade. Warmth remains, not heat, not pressure, just a steady sense of comfort. The baker shifts slightly on the bench, wood creaking softly beneath him, then becomes still again. That sound fades quickly, leaving silence behind, silence that feels safe. In medieval homes, silence at dawn meant everything was as it should be. No alarms, no urgency, only time unfolding slowly. You drift further. Awareness loosens its grip. Your limbs feel distant, pleasantly heavy, as if they belong to the bed, not to effort or movement. Breath continues its slow rhythm. In, out. The bakery door remains closed, keeping warmth in and the cool morning out. Inside, everything is balanced. Inside you, everything is balanced too. There is nothing to anticipate, nothing to respond to. The world can wait. The baker's work is complete, and so is yours. Your nervous system settles fully into rest. Heartbeat calm, breathing quiet. The story becomes thinner now. Words arrive less often. Spaces grow longer. If an image appears, it drifts away almost immediately, like steam dissolving into air. The warmth of the bakery fades into background sensation, soothing, unchanging. Your body is deeply relaxed now. Even your breath seems to breathe itself. There is no sense of time passing, only this steady, gentle stillness, and you drift deeper, slower, calmer. There is very little to notice now. Even the warmth feels distant, soft, blended into the background of rest. The bakery remains quiet, its walls holding the last echoes of movement, now completely still. The baker breathes slowly, so slowly it's hard to tell where one breath ends and the next begins. In medieval times, this deep quiet was believed to be healing. People thought the body repaired itself best when the world offered no demands. You are in that healing quiet now. Your body no longer feels separate from the place where it rests. There is no tension anywhere, not in your shoulders, not in your back, not even in the small muscles of your face. Everything has let go. Breath continues, soft, automatic, in, out. Long pauses stretch gently between/outside. The sky grows brighter, but the bakery stays dim and calm. Light does not rush in, it waits. That waiting feels natural. Your mind no longer creates images. If awareness appears, it dissolves instantly, like a ripple smoothing itself away. The baker remains seated, content, complete. He does not think about the day ahead. In medieval life, people rarely planned far into the future. They trusted routine. They trusted morning to arrive when it was ready. You trust rest now. Nothing pulls you upward. Nothing calls you back. Sleep deepens without effort. Your heartbeat is slow and even. Your breathing shallow and peaceful. The story no longer moves. It rests, like the village before sunrise, like dough before the oven, like embers beneath ash. You are very deeply relaxed now. The voice softens further. Words thin out. Silence grows wide and comfortable, and sleep continues, on its own, steady, undisturbed. You are resting now in the deepest part of the night's calm, where even the sense of listening has softened. The bakery exists only as a feeling, warm, steady, safe. The baker is no longer a figure to watch. He is part of the stillness, just as you are. Breath moves quietly, slow, natural, in, out. After the first loaves were baked, medieval villages often lingered in silence, as if the world itself needed a few more moments before waking. You remain in those moments now. Time stretches. There is no before, no after, only this. Your body is completely at ease. If you notice it at all, it feels heavy, pleasantly heavy, as though gravity itself has grown kinder. Your mind rests in the space between thoughts. There are no words here, no images, just calm awareness that fades almost as soon as it appears. The warmth that once filled the bakery now feels like a memory, gentle, non-demanding, comforting. Sleep deepens, breath becomes even quieter. Long pauses settle in. The night holds steady. Nothing interrupts, nothing changes. The story has slowed beyond motion. It has become rest itself, and you remain, sleeping, deeply, peacefully. There is almost nothing left to notice now. Even the idea of rest has settled into silence. The bakery is no longer a place. It is only a feeling, warm, steady, unchanging. The baker's presence has softened into the background, no longer separate from the quiet itself. And you, too, are no longer separate. Breath moves so gently now that it feels more like a suggestion than emotion. In, out. After long nights, medieval villagers trusted sleep to finish what the day could not. They believed rest completed the work of living. You are completing that work now. Your body is deeply still. Every muscle has released its last trace of effort. Your face is smooth, your jaw loose, your brows soft. There is no tension anywhere. If a sensation appears, it fades before becoming anything more, like a shadow passing over stone, then gone. The warmth remains constant, not rising, not falling, just there. Time has dissolved. Moments do not pass. They simply exist, and then soften, and then disappear. Your heartbeat is slow and steady, your breathing quiet and shallow. The night holds you completely. Nothing can disturb this depth of rest. Nothing reaches you here. The story no longer unfolds. It rests, just as the baker once rested after his quiet work was done. And sleep continues, undisturbed, peaceful, whole. You are resting so deeply now that even rest itself feels distant. There is no effort anywhere in your body, no holding, no reaching. Breath moves on its own, slow, soft, steady, in, out. After the first light touched medieval villages, those who had worked through the night often slept again, trusting the world to carry on without them. You are trusting it now. Your mind is completely quiet. Thought does not arrive here. If awareness flickers for a moment, it smooths itself out instantly, like water returning to stillness. The bakery has fully dissolved. There are no walls, no fire, no table, only calm. Your nervous system rests in perfect safety, heartbeats slow, breathing gentle. Time has no meaning here. There is no sense of minutes or hours, only a deep, steady continuation of sleep. The voice grows thinner, spaces grow wider, words soften, then fade, and rest continues, on its own naturally. Without interruption, there is nothing left to follow. No sound to attend to, no image to hold, only sleep. Your body has completely settled into rest, as if it has gently melted into the place where it lies. Breath is quiet, slow, almost imperceptible. In, out. After the baker's work was done, after the loaves cooled and the village began to stir, he rested again, trusting that the rhythm of life would continue without effort. You are resting in that same trust now. There is no edge to awareness, no boundary between you and stillness. Sleep is not something you are doing. It is something that is happening, naturally, effortlessly, completely. The warmth of the bakery has faded into a feeling of safety. The silence has become full and steady. Nothing enters, nothing leaves. Your nervous system is calm. Your heartbeat is slow and even. Your breath moves gently, with long, peaceful pauses. Time no longer exists. There is no before, no after, only this deep, unbroken rest. The story has ended without ending, like night giving way to morning somewhere far away, without needing your attention, and you remain, sleeping, deeply, peacefully, as rest continues on its own.